Hello, it's Angie, and if you're a UK pensioner or approaching retirement, what I'm about to tell you could put thousands of pounds back into your pocket. But more importantly, it could stop HMRC from taking money from you that they shouldn't. Now, this isn't about a small refund. For many, this is about reclaiming thousands of pounds in overpaid tax. That's right. And the reason you're overpaying is likely down to one of the most common yet most overlooked mistakes in the UK tax system, and that's an incorrect tax code. Stay with me because there are avoidable factors that you need to know before getting in touch with the Inland Revenue, and which you'll be finding it easier to address if you listen to the whole video. Plus, I'll be giving you all the necessary fixes to each of these. Let's get started, shall we? You see, for years now, HMRC has been operating with a system that, while designed to be simple, is actually catching out hundreds of thousands of pensioners, leading to silent overpayments that go unnoticed for far too long. Think about it. You've worked hard all your life, paid your taxes diligently, and now, in retirement, you expect clarity and fairness. Quite right too. Instead, many of you are being hit with what I call the silent tax trap. Let me paint a picture. Imagine receiving your pension statement or opening that dreaded brown envelope from the HMRC. You glance at it, see a string of numbers and letters like 1257L or K code, and your eyes glaze over. Happens to all of us. You assume HMRC knows best. You assume it's all correct. But what if it's not? What if that string of numbers is actually a secret code that's telling HMRC to take more money from you than they are legally entitled to? This isn't about fraud, no, it's about a system that often fails to keep up with the unique financial landscape of retirement. See, when you retire, your income streams change dramatically. You might have a state pension, a workplace pension, private pensions, perhaps some savings income. And this is where the system often breaks. You see, HMRC tries to combine all of these, but often it gets it wrong. It applies emergency tax codes or simply assumes too much or too little from one source, leaving you overtaxed. The story of Margaret from Bristol is sadly typical. Margaret had retired 2 years ago. She had her state pension and a modest workplace pension. Every month, she noticed her pension payment seemed a little less than she had expected, but she put it down to rising costs. Then she heard about the tax drag. I've talked about this on this channel. She decided, just on a hunch, to check her tax code. What she found shocked her. For 2 years, she'd been on an emergency tax code for one of her pensions, meaning almost £1,500 had been silently taken from her that she didn't owe. £1,500 that could have been spent on heating, on groceries, on a much needed visit from her grandchildren. That money was just sitting with HMRC, and do you know, Margaret's story is not unique. It's happening to hundreds of thousands of people right now. Many people are completely unaware. They're simply trusting the system, as they always have. But in today's complex financial world, particularly for pensioners, that trust can be very costly. So let's really understand what's happening here. Why are so many pensioners being given incorrect tax codes? Firstly, the system struggles with multiple income streams. If you have several pensions, HMRC tries to allocate your tax-free personal allowance across them. Often, it defaults to taxing one source heavily, expecting a correction later. But later can be years, and it requires you to spot the mistake. Secondly, if you've taken a lump sum from a pension, especially for the first time, HMRC often applies an emergency code. This code assumes that lump sum is a regular monthly payment and taxes it punitively, sometimes at 40% or even 45%. Many pensioners have been hit with enormous unexpected tax bills after taking a tax-free cash sum, only to discover a huge chunk of the taxable portion was immediately swallowed up by an emergency tax code. This money is reclaimable. Thirdly, the frozen pension allowance. Now, this is something I've spoken about often. Your personal allowance, the amount you can earn before paying income tax, has been frozen at £12,570 until 2028. Meanwhile, thanks to the triple lock, the state pension is rising. And for many, this means the state pension alone is eating up a larger chunk of that allowance. If you then have even a small pension on top, you're very quickly into taxable territory. An incorrect tax code on top of this can be devastating. The good news is, if you've been overtaxed because of an incorrect tax code, you can get that money back. And for many, we're talking about significant sums. This isn't just a rumour. It's a fact of how the tax system works, particularly for pensioners who are the most vulnerable and the most likely to have this happen to because of their multiple streams of income in many cases. So what do you need to do? This is the urgent fix. The steps you must take now. Step 1. Locate your tax code. This is crucial. You'll find it on your pay slips if you're still working, on your pension statements, or on any official correspondence from HMRC or your pension provider. It's usually a number followed by a letter, like 1257L, or sometimes a K followed by numbers. If you have multiple pensions, you might have different tax codes for each. Write them down. Step number 2. Do understand your tax codes. The most common tax code is 1257L. This means you get the full tax-free personal allowance of £12,570. If you have a different number, it indicates a different allowance. If you see a K code, it often means you have untaxed income that's higher than your tax-free allowance, and you're paying tax on that extra income. This isn't necessarily wrong, but it's a huge red flag to investigate. Crucially, if you have multiple income sources and one of your tax codes is not 1257L, but a smaller number or has a K code, you need to check if your full £12,570 allowance is actually being applied somewhere. This is where the errors often occur. Here's step 3. Check your personal tax account online. And this is your most powerful tool. If you haven't already, set up your personal tax account on the gov.uk website. That's gov.uk in capitals website. It's free, it's secure, and it provides a clear overview of your income, your tax codes, and how HMRC believes your tax is calculated. You can see all your pensions listed and the tax code applied to each. Look for discrepancies. Does it accurately reflect all your income sources? Are the tax codes correct for each pension? Often, the information HMRC holds is simply outdated or incomplete. Step 4. Contact HMRC if you suspect an error. If you find a tax code you don't understand or you believe it's incorrect, do not delay. Contact HMRC directly. You can do this through your personal tax account or by calling them. Be prepared with all your pension statements and income details. Explain your situation clearly. Ask them to explain why your tax code is what it is. And if they agree that it's incorrect, they can issue a new correct tax code and arrange a refund of any overpaid tax. Now, many people find this daunting. The thought of calling HMRC is enough to put anyone off. But remember, this is your money. You are entitled to it. Be persistent, be clear, and don't give up until you understand and are satisfied. They'll bear with you, don't worry. They will try and help. If you've overpaid tax in the current tax year, HMRC will usually adjust your tax code immediately, and your future payments will be less, effectively refunding you. If you've overpaid in a previous tax year, and you can usually reclaim for up to 4 previous tax years, HMRC will send you a cheque or pay directly into your bank account. Yes, a cheque. In this digital age, many are still surprised, but it happens. This isn't just about the money you get back. It's about financial peace of mind. It's about ensuring that after a lifetime of hard work, you're not silently subsidising a system that should be working for you. So let me tell you about Ken, a gentleman in his late 70s. He'd received a series of brown envelopes from HMRC, all mentioning tax overpayment, but he'd dismissed them, thinking it was just government bureaucracy. When his daughter helped him look, they discovered he'd overpaid by nearly £3,000 over 3 years due to an old company pension being taxed incorrectly after he took his state pension. Now that £3,000 meant Ken could finally afford to replace his broken washing machine because He could claim it all back, you see, within the 4 years, and he could pay for vital repairs to his roof, things he'd been putting off. This is the real world impact of these silent tax traps. This issue of incorrect tax codes is becoming even more critical with the ongoing tax drag and the rising cost of living. Every pound truly counts. You might think your income is too low to be affected, but with the frozen personal allowance, even modest pensions can tip you into paying tax. An incorrect tax code then simply amplifies the problem. Don't wait for HMRC to tell you, because they might not. And if they do, it might be months or even years down the line, meaning that money has been sitting with them, not with you, when you needed it most. So my urgent call to action to you today is this: take control. Don't let HMRC keep money that's rightfully yours. Follow these steps. Go to gov.uk, search for personal tax account and get started. If you're unsure, ask a trusted family member for help. You can also contact organisations like Age UK or Citizens Advice for guidance. Are there to help. This isn't just about finding an error. It's about empowerment. It's about knowing your financial system and ensuring you get every penny you are entitled to in retirement. And it's what I keep saying to you. Knowledge is power for us. The thousands of pounds I talk about in the title here are not an exaggeration for many, no. For some, it might be hundreds, for others, thousands. But every penny counts. The time to act is now. Don't let another month go by with an incorrect tax code. Don't let HMRC silently take what's yours. Take these steps that I mentioned today and secure your financial peace of mind. Thank you for joining me and watching today. Please share this video with anyone you know who is retired or approaching retirement and might need this video, because this information is vital and it could make a huge difference to many people's financial well-being. And if you have reclaimed money from HMRC, do please share your story in the comments below. It does help others realise they're not alone and that action pays off. I'm Angie and I'm here to help you. I'll be back very soon with another video on ways that you can keep more of your hard-earned money. Bye for now and enjoy the rest of the day.